السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، ونشهد أن سيدنا حبيبنا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه وسراجا منيرا. أما بعد. My brothers and sisters, Allah Azza wa Jalla has given all of us an amazing gift. And that gift is gift of children. Gift of children. And when Allah has given you and I the gift of children, He has given a responsibility and a duty upon all of us to look after our children, to be good to our children, to nurture our children, and to bring up our children in the way that is best for them and that is best for the society. كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. Rasulullah said, all of us, each and every one of us, are a shepherd. And every single one of us will have responsibility over our flock and will be questioned on the Day of Judgment about our flock, about our responsibility. The reason I want to talk about children today is because a few days ago a report was published. The report was published where Molly Russell's death was analysed, investigated, and an inquest found her death was caused by her accessing the internet, and the negative information and the negative impact of the internet use was the main reason why she committed suicide. Now, brothers and sisters, the coroner who did the investigation, Mr. Andrew Walker, came up with 6 recommendations. His recommendations were published and sent to various social media platforms, including Pinterest, Twitter, Snapchat, and others in the government. He said that our children, when they have internet access, the government should consider the following seriously: to create separate platforms for adults and children when they're roaming the internet. Separate platforms, not all the same. So your child goes onto the internet, you have Google at home, he or she searches, you and your family search, adults and children can search the same search engine. The expert who has investigated Molly Russell's death is suggesting, Mr. Walker, that we should create two separate platforms for search. One for adults and one for children. He suggested age verification before joining the platform. Anyone who wants to join the platform, there should be a mode or method by which individual children or individuals' age can be verified. Number three, provision of age-specific content. Depending on the age, the child should be able to verify only that age-relevant content. Number four, review the use of algorithm to provide content. In other words, if a child types in a game search on the Google, automatically Google comes up with an algorithm and tells all its advertisers that this individual is interested in this game. So all the gamers of the world who have bought advertising rights on Google will bombard the child with images of other games and other attractive products, associated products that the child can click on and also search. So instead of doing what the child began, this child will be bombarded with other attractive propositions from other advertisers. So the review is suggesting there should be an algorithm providing the content, not automatically targeting a child because the child has typed in a particular name or a search criteria. Number five, government to review the use of advertising. And parents, guardian, and carer, number six, should have full control of the material accessed by the child, and it should be retained within the search engine so that if anybody is investigating, they can go back and check it. I think it's very practical and very serious recommendation for on behalf of all of us. But most tragically, Molly Russell and her family. Molly Russell was a 14-year-old kid who was roaming the internet, searching for suicide websites, searching for cult websites that glorified self-harm, glorified suicide. And eventually, she was influenced sufficiently to kill herself. Now, brothers and sisters, it is not only Molly Russell that we should be worried about, we should also be worried about our own children. Let me ask you a question. How many of you know what internet site your children are watching when they're searching? How many of you? Don't put your hands up. Very few of you know what they're searching. What was the last search word that your child was tapping onto the Googles or any search engine? What was it? Which website did they visit? Do you know? What were they learning? What were they reading? What video games were they playing? What YouTube videos were they watching? Which other platforms did they go to be able to watch? How many chat rooms have your child joined, and in the name of speaking to his mates at school, he is actually in other platforms causing havoc for himself and others? How many of you know? Very few of you. Some of you will say, brother, it's too difficult. Okay, let's go by that logic. Your child has got a tool on his hand that is proposing and that has content from pornography to suicide. From films to violent content. From drugs to pharmacy. From fashion to prostitution. You have exposed your child, you've taken a child to a market. Imagine you've taken your child to a shopping center. In that shopping center, from pornography to violent crime, to video crime, to drugs, to alcohol, to all sorts of good, bad, and evil are all on the display. How many of you would take your child to a shopping center like that? if there was a physical shopping center like that, how many of you would take a child to a shopping center like that? None of you. If you've got any brain in your head, you would never take a child to such a place. And yet, you leave your child with a phone, with a device, with a laptop, iPad, whatever number of smart gadgets you and I have, in their possession, completely free to roam the internet, visit all these sites, good, bad, and the ugly, without you knowing, supervising, or being aware of it. What kind of a parent are you? What kind of a parent would do that? Let me put it more crudely. If you had a few chickens in your garden, would you bring a fox to babysit your chickens? No. And yet you are very happy to leave your children to the cunning foxes of the internet without ever thinking twice. Oh, brother, it's too difficult. I'm cooking. I can't be with my child, so I put my screen and the child is roaming. A 2-year-old child knows how to roam the internet. A 2-year-old child who can't even speak knows how to go to YouTube and identify the videos the child wants to see and taps on it. And if it doesn't, it cries the house down, causes a tantrum. Who is responsible for this child's behavior? Who is responsible for the child's learning that it has learned to roam the internet before it has even turned 2? You are responsible for it, and then you complain. I had a brother who said to me, my brother, my daughter has changed completely. She doesn't behave normally. So I said to him, okay, let me talk, let's find out what does she do. Give me her day-to-day routine. Guess what I found out? At night, she takes the phone into her bedroom, and underneath the duvet, she shares a bunk bed with her sister, younger sister who sleeps below, and she sleeps on top. Underneath the duvet, she is on the phone from the moment she has gone into her room at 9 o'clock, sometimes until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. What does she do? The father doesn't know. Why don't you take the phone out of her hand? She's 14-year-old, I can't. She's going to call the police on. So a 14-year-old kid has a phone in her bedroom, underneath a duvet, covered up. What is she doing on the phone? The father doesn't know. Apparently police will come and arrest him, so he can't do anything about it. Are you surprised your child's behavior has changed? Are you surprised that your child is distant from you, disconnected from you, absent-minded from you, all the time tired, falling to sleep constantly because she is not sleeping on time, he is not sleeping on time, wasting a lot of time on the internet? Brothers and sisters, you may be thinking, brother, why are you talking about the internet? It is so important today. Yes, it is important today. But unqualified people should not be on the internet. Would you give your car keys to your 14-year-old kid to say, go and drive your Mercedes, your Porsche cars, your Land Rover, whatever car that you drive? Would you give your car key to your 14-year-old child and say, go ahead, take a long ride along the wide world of Turnpike? Go on. You won't do that. Why do you think it's okay for your children to have access to the internet without any checks and balances? Do you know children are getting addicted to pornography and gambling websites because of the internet use they have? On their phone, gambling websites are pinging on their phone. Put £1 and you'll be able to get £50. The child is thinking, £1, £50, I can buy my Nike trainers. The child is not thinking anything else. So many children. I am an advisor to one of those anti-gambling organizations or gambling organizations helping people to come out of gambling bad addiction. And I see the reports and I see the trend of destruction on our children. Pornography. Adults and children. Children as young as 4 are being exposed to pornography. What are you doing to this child? You're destroying the child's fitrah. You're destroying this child's prospect of family in the future. You're destroying this child's prospect of having a normal life in the future. Even adults have troubles if they access pornography in their own relationship. Forget about children. And children, you're frying their brain. Normality is gone. Their innocence has been robbed. Molly died. Molly Russell died. And we have sympathy and we ask Allah to protect all our children. My brothers and sisters, I know you would say Ameen and as loudly as you can, but Ameen is not enough. Ameen is not enough. Yes, we must do dua. But dua alone is not enough. You must take care of your children. Allah has made you responsible for your children for a reason. So, his birthday, he's only 14. Let me go and buy him iPhone 14 Pro Plus. Why does a 14-year-old kid need an iPhone 14 Pro Plus? Can you please tell me? Why? What business is he running? What empire is he building? Which prime minister has he become that he needs such a phone? 11-year-old kid I see walking along the road, holding the most smartest gadget. Why does an 11-year-old child need a phone like that? You're destroying their future, and you're handing over a knife on their hand, and they could do anything with that knife, and you don't even know. It's special. What's special? My son is 14. And I don't talk from no experience. I have struggled the same as you do. I have not given my son a smartphone. And I have told him, no smartphone for you until you have finished your GCSE exams. Oh, Daddy, everyone else has it at school. What am I going to do with it? I say, son, what are you going to do with it? I don't want to experiment with your life. I want to find out after you've done it. It's better for you, and it's better for the family for you to have a phone, yes, but have a brick phone with no access to the internet. You don't need it. Why do you need it? You have access to the internet in school? You have access to the internet at home? Why do you need a phone on your hand? In our house, phones are not allowed upstairs in any bedrooms. No phones are allowed upstairs in any bedrooms. In fact, no gadgets are allowed beyond the ground floor. You come inside the house, you need to use the gadget. I want to see what you're doing. Openly, no secret. I want to be able to have access to each and every one of those. Some of you may be thinking, that's too controlling. No, I'm safeguarding my children. I'm helping them to become better human beings. And I'm not letting them be exposed to those nasty, vile, awful criminals who are roaming the internet to be able to destroy anything because they want to make money. No morality, no principles. They have none. You and I have. I'm protecting them. So in our house, you come inside, you put your phone on the front room. Front room is where it stays. Laptops, front room is where it stays. Desktop, front room is where it stays. And everybody everybody should be able to see what you're doing on it. Listen to this. Why does a 14-year-old need to hide? Or an 11-year-old need to hide what they're doing on the phone or on the internet, on their laptop? Why do they need to hide? What is it they're doing? Okay, if you're a doctor, I understand you've got your doctor's notes, your patient's confidentiality. If you're an accountant, you're managing your client's accounts. Nobody should see it. If you are a psychotherapist, you've got your notes of your clients. I understand all of those should be kept secret. But apart from your work, professional documents, what else do you need to keep secret on your account? Why do you need to keep secret anything on your account? If you've got something secret and you're afraid of sharing it with your wife or your husband, when you're adult, or your children are afraid of sharing it with you, something dodgy is going on. Something dodgy is going on. So Molly Russell's death has given us all a wake-up call, my brothers and sisters. Take responsibility for your children. Allah will ask you on the Day of Judgment, what did you do to the precious gift I gave you? A child, a life. I gave it to you. You're responsible for it. What did you do? Ya Allah, I left my child with the chicken, with the fox to look after my child. That will be your answer. Because you left your phone, you left your gadgets. Because your phone and your gadget became the babysitter. Your phone and your gadget became the mu'allim. Your phone and your gadget became the teacher. Your phone and your gadget became the mentor. Your phone and your gadget became the role model. Your phone and your gadget became the light and the beacon of hope and stability for these children. Wallahi, you and I are banking on the wrong thing. We are destroying our future and the future of our children. So, good news is, it's never too late. Bad news is, don't allow your children to be exposed to those. If you do, wallahi, you are risking their future and your future. May Allah protect us, may Allah forgive us, and protect our children. Wa akhir da'wana, and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Let me give you 7 practical tips. 7 practical tips as to what you can do with the internet to use at home. Number 1, you should never allow your children to have access to the internet without supervision. Did you understand that? You should never allow your children to have access to the internet without supervision. And a child doesn't become an adult at the age of 18 in our eyes. They're still our children. They're responsible for their actions in the eyes of the law of Islam, but as a father, I'm still responsible for my children, even if they're 18. Children, if you want access to the internet, In my house, supervised. I must be able to see it. I must be able to access it anytime I want. I'm not going to see it and check it all the time, but I need to have the right to access it. And don't delete your search and browse history. Don't delete them. 2, you should never allow your children to take their smart devices to their bedrooms. No, even adults should not be taking their smart devices to their bedrooms. Many of us, the first thing we do, before we even say, Alhamdulillah, alladhi ahyana ba'dama amatana wa ilayhi nushur, before we even thank Allah, we pick up our phone first. We check our WhatsApp messages, we check our Facebook messages, any other messages. The first thing we do, even before Fajr. That habit needs to change. Leave your phone away, outside, far away from your bed. Children should not have any devices in their bedrooms. Number 3, you should set time and site limits for all internet use for your children. Give them access to the internet supervised, but limited. Okay, my son, you need homework access, 1 hour, enough. What you can't do in an hour, you can't do in 5 hours. No need for more. Your child is graphic designer, working on the computer to design something, fine. You go ahead and design. I'm around if you need any help, but don't hide. You understand, give them site limits and time limits. Number 4, you should keep their smart devices away from dinner table or family gatherings. When you're sitting down to dinner, please don't bring your phone. Put your phone away and tell your children not to bring their phone. Talk to one another. Smartphones don't allow you to talk. These are aid, help. I no longer print my khutbah. I bring them on my notebook. This is an aid. But if it becomes an impairment for your prayers, impairment for your family's connection, and your children are constantly on the internet, your children are constantly on the phone, something is wrong. Do you know why they're constantly on it? Because they see you're on it all the time. They see you're connected to it. Somebody said to me the other day, the amount of time you touch the phone, if you touch your children, or your spouse in the same way, your relationship will be so amazing. It's constantly keeping me to our heart. It's in my pocket, right next to my chest. My heart is beating with the internet. My brothers and sisters, dinner table, no phones around. Number 5, you should always have access to their devices and regularly check as to see what they're doing. You're helping them, not controlling them. You're helping them so that they don't go to the wrong side. Number 6, you should evaluate and take appropriate action before it's too late. If you start noticing something has gone wrong, I noticed it with my own son once, I remember. He started behaving strangely. And I said to my wife, something is not right here. What's going on? His mood swings are too swift, he's getting irritable, something is not happening. And then I saw he was chit-chatting on something called, I can't even remember, a website which was connected to his school website. Discord. I went and checked, nothing nasty, nothing bad, nothing violent, but the fact that he was spending so much time talking to people from people around the world was affecting his mood, he was becoming too tired. It's impossible for a child to keep up with this kind of constant flow of information. So we took it away. I took the computer away, banned it for 3 months, mood swing changed, became normal again, and then I said to my son, you know why I did this? He goes, I don't. Thank you very much for doing that. Let's find an alternative hobby for you. What do you like? I love football. Your mom and I will take you to football as many times as you like. We'll go with you. I like swimming. We'll go to swimming with you, no problem. We'll pay money for you to go to the best swimming class in the world. So I actually enrolled him to a swimming class. Not only that, he went to water polo. He became an amazing swimmer. Now he wants to be a footballer. Yeah, but go ahead and play football. I'd rather have my son play football with other human beings than waste his time pressing buttons at home and wasting his brain and frying his brain and become non-creative. So please supervise, evaluate, and take actions before it's too late. Number 7, and the final one, you should never accept the social pressure to buy your children the latest device. Never accept the social pressure. His friends has it, my uncle has it, my brother has given it to his children. You don't need to do that because somebody else has done it. Somebody is jumping from the 7th floor of a building, are you going to jump them? Somebody is jumping in a fire, are you going to jump with them? No! You're going to stand your ground. So to finish off, my brothers and sisters, our children are precious things. When my daughter achieved her GCSEs, I was the happiest man on the face of this earth. I couldn't stop crying. But if my same daughter was not achieving as much, and things I could have done to protect her and I didn't, I'll be the saddest man in the face of this earth. Take action. And children, if you're listening, please don't misunderstand me. I want you to be modern. I want you to be smart. I want you to have access to the world. But I don't want you to put your finger in the fire that will burn you. If somebody tells you don't put your finger in the fire, don't react to it. They love you, then that's why they're saying don't put your finger in the fire. Otherwise, why would they do that to you? They're your parents, they love you. They gave birth to you, your mother gave birth to you. Why would your mother say no to you when it is good for you? Why? Because she loves you and she wants to protect you. Don't argue and fight with your parents when they guide you, because they're guiding you with the best of intention. They want your future. They want you to become the best in the world. And you can't become the best in the world by being a loser at home. Those who are losers at home don't become the best in the world. Those who are good at home become the best in the world. So, advice to both parents and children. Parents, take care of your children. And children, take care of your future. You will only get one opportunity in life. You will never be 15 again. Never be 16 again. Never be 17 again. You will only be one of those age once in your lifetime. I'm now 51. I look back and I say, only if I could go back and become 16, 17, I would do something very different. That regret will come when it's too late. May Allah make our children the best in the world. May Allah give us all to look after our children. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, Ya Allah, Ya Arhamar Rahimin. Protect them, Ya Allah. Protect them, Ya Allah. Make them the ambassadors of your deen, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, give them the best of this world and the hereafter, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, protect our children from the evil of internet, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, enable our children the strength and the abilities to be able to draw the best out of the opportunities that they have in their lives, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, as parents, make us the best of examples of your deen, Ya Allah. As parents, make us the best of examples of your deen, Ya Allah. Make us the best of examples of your deen, Ya Allah. Make us good parents, Ya Allah. Loving parents, Ya Allah. Understanding parents, Ya Allah. Parents who can encourage our children to become better, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, Ya Akramul Akramin. Protect our society, Ya Allah. Protect our country from the turmoils and utter chaos that we see in front of us, Ya Allah. Protect this world from the fitna and troubles we see, Ya Allah. Free the world from wars and occupations, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, free the world from famine and all the other disasters that we see in every part of the world, Ya Allah. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون فاذكروني يذكركم واشكروا لي وتكفرون والله يعلم ما تصنعون. أقم الصلاة. Please stand up and make the line straight. While you're making the line straight, there'll be a few announcements inshallah. Brother Abdul Qadir, we can't hear you. Now.
Brothers and sisters, please stand and click the lines while you do that. We have our brothers and sisters congratulations. Please donate generously to the Masjid. While you do that, I'll hand over to my
Just very quickly, I need to tell you a few things. Brother Ajmal, I think the football was amazing, but I think you need to come to some meetings with us as parents and grandparents to be able to implement some of that. It's really difficult. But inshallah. Brothers and sisters, on Friday last week, the 14th of October, there was an incident here at this masjid. We consider it to be a hate attack on this masjid. Someone came in about 9:35 to the side of this building and tried to rip did succeed in disconnecting the gas pipe. The gas then ran into the building, and had we not acted really quickly and efficiently, there could have been a serious incident here, followed by an explosion. The police are dealing with this, and it's really, we thank our brother. It's not to highlight his actions, but it's to say thank you to our brother, Abdul Rahman, who you see putting everyone to stand in places every single week. It was as a result of his action that the masjid was protected, and our builders who came down on site very quickly. On top of that, the councillor of the Turkish embassy also visited this masjid this week, and they gave their support to us for anything that we need to help to keep us safe. In the meantime, what we need from all of you is your action to help us be aware. If you're passing the masjid, just keep an eye on the masjid to see if anything is out of place, looks strange, and let us know, or phone the police even. We sometimes forget and we take our foot off the pedal, so to speak, and we think everything is alright because we want to get back to normal. It isn't. There are people who would cause us harm. And we are having some meetings with the MPs and Sadiq Khan and different people to raise the plight of Muslims, where if that was any other organization or group, there would have been a big media circus. Because we're Muslims, there was nothing. However, the police and the council have been working with us. Next, my brothers and sisters, Brother Ajmal has very kindly did the khutbah today, despite having a commitment to the new Southgate Mosque. Now, we from LICS wish him and the committee there well with the venture. It's a huge project, but it will benefit the Muslim community greatly once it's done. There is a dinner, my brothers and sisters, that Brother Ajmal is holding on the 6th of November. I'm not sure if you want me in leaflets today, but if you need to know any details, I can circulate that. LICS will be supporting that dinner, and we pray, Brother Ajmal, that you will achieve what you need to achieve by December, but you have our support. Brothers, there's one thing that's really quite distressing, and it's the parking outside of this masjid. We try our best to keep spaces for our imams who are coming in to do a duty, or the people who are getting this place ready. But today there was a lot of confusion out there, and people were harassing about the spaces outside. If we're not careful, the council is going to take all that away from us again. We managed to get them to stop what they were doing. But if we continue the way we're going, they're going to take it away. And it's only this masjid that's going to suffer. A moment ago, there were 2 cars on the end of the road. It prevented a big truck from going in. So they don't turn around and say the individuals who are parking. They turn around and say Whiteman Road Mosque are the ones who are causing this problem for us. So I'm asking you all, please, take time to come to the masjid and then park away from here. I'm also asking or saying to you all that there has been a rise in COVID and many more people around us are actually contracting it. In a bid to save some of your musallis, I'm asking that any of you who are feeling unsafe, wear your mask because of the rise. Protect each other. There are many older people here, and if they get this again, it has an effect. So I'm asking brothers and sisters, I know this was a bit long, but they're really important things that needed to be said to all of you. Jazakallah.
Thank you very much. Last brothers and sisters, we will make one. Last was he's having an operation very soon. His family asked us to please make dua for him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make his operation success and full and speedy recovery. We have a sister Fawzia, who's a cousin of our sister Rabi's sister. She's quite unwell. We make dua for her. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make full and speedy recovery. We have a sister Latifa, who is extremely unwell at home. We pray for her. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her full and speedy recovery. We also have our Auntie Grace. She's recovering from ill. We make dua for her. We also have a sister Crep, who's ill as well. We make dua for her as well. We also have a sister Nasima Begum, who's the sister of our brother Akbar. She's in the Royal Free Hospital as we speak, very unwell. We make dua for her. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant all full and speedy recovery. And lastly, we have Sister Nazmeen, who's passed away. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. The janaza will take this Sunday evening. Inshallah, we'll manage this in the garden of peace.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Please make the lunch wait and leave no cups. Allahu Akbar. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. وسيق الذين اتقوا ربهم إلى الجنة زمرا حتى إذا جاءوها وفتحت أبوابها وقال لهم خزنتها سلام عليكم طبتم فادخلوها خالدين. وقالوا الحمد لله الذي صدقنا وعده وأورثنا الأرض نتبوأ من الجنة حيث نشاء فنعم أجر العاملين. وترى الملائكة حافين من حول العرش يسبحون بحمد ربهم وقضي بينهم بالحق وقيل الحمد لله رب العالمين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده.
ربنا
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى السماء كيف رفعت وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت فذكر إنما أنت مذكر لست عليهم بمسيطر إلا من تولى وكفر فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر إن إلينا إيابهم ثم إن علينا حسابهم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله أكبر. الله أكبر. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Just to give you a bit of a background to the Southgate Masjid. Alhamdulillah, May, June this year, we found an amazing site opposite Southgate Station, opposite the college. 3-acre land with 4 buildings inside. It's one of those amazing sites, alhamdulillah. 6.65 million is the entire price for it. We've paid 1 million already to the deposit, and we've got the site already. Inshallah, by December, we want to pay 2.5 million to get the ownership transfer. And the remaining amount of money will be raised by June next year and paid to the owners. It's one of the best sites in North London. You will not find something as big as this anywhere. So we're all working together to raise money. If you know anyone who has got some cash lying around, how the Hasana or donation, come and see me. You can find Southgate Mosque details if you Google it as well. Our dinner for fundraising is on the 6th of November, Sunday. And it's going to take place in Southgate, a place called Ariana Banqueting Hall. If you need further details, I will make sure I'll leave some leaflets for you next Friday here, and you can take it inshallah. But also, Sister Rabi can circulate it to the WhatsApp. Please do join us, support us, and help us to build first mosque of Southgate this week, inshallah. Allah bless you all for listening. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
support in this but on your way out, you see, if anyone didn't get a chance to donate to the masjid, we've got the cash machines and the card for them, so you can donate by either, if it is convenient for you. And on your way out, also you see one of our brothers has donated some vegetables from Scotland, some squash. I believe squashes, so please do purchase some squashes on your way out. You can make a nice delicious curry out of them and have them with you in the family. So please do purchase those. All the proceeds will go to the
السلام عليكم. How are you, Habibi? Good.